with a strong hand, right? That had been the Roman view. So he says, by and large, and admitting some exceptions, that had been the Roman view until 200 years of inactivity had been imposed upon the papacy by the major secular powers of the world. What is it that keeps the deadly wound in place? The major secular powers of the world, because they have not allowed the papacy to climb on them again. They have not allowed the papacy to use them. Are we starting to see changes even within the United States of America? We most certainly are. We're seeing the church trying to appeal to the arm of the state in order to get her agenda across. Now let me ask you, if he wrote this in 1986, and he says that 200 years of inactivity had been imposed by the papacy, by the major secular powers of the world, if you go back 200 years, where do you arrive? You arrive at the time of the French Revolution. He's saying the French Revolution imposed 200 years of inactivity upon the papacy, and that inactivity is imposed by the major secular powers of the world. Are you with me? Ellen White wrote 100 years before Malachi Martin wrote. And notice what she says. Let the restraints now imposed by secular governments. Who imposes the restraints? Who imposed the restraint back in the time of the Roman Empire? The civil power. But when the civil power was removed and the sword was given to the church, the chains fell off. The restrainer was gone. Are you with me? So when it receives a deadly wound, is this power restrained again by the secular powers of the world? Yes. Let the restraints now imposed by secular governments be removed, and Rome be reinstated in her former power. And there would speedily be a revival of her tyranny and persecution. Let me ask you then, what is it that keeps the deadly wound in place? The fact that the state does not allow itself to be used as the state was used during the Middle Ages. When will the deadly wound be healed? When the sword, which turned against the papacy, will arise and be given once again to the Roman Catholic papacy to do what she did during the 1260 years. Allow me to read you a very telling statement by John W. Robbins. He's a Reformed theologian. He's not a Seventh-day Adventist. He quotes actually Ayn Rand, who wrote this in 1967. Notice what it says. The Catholic Church has never given up the hope to reestablish. What does reestablish mean? Must have lost it, right? The Catholic Church has never given up the hope to reestablish the medieval union of church and state. So are church and state united today? No. She needs to reestablish it, right? With a global state and a global theocracy as its ultimate goal. The Roman church state is a hybrid.